I'm going mental. Produced by Humongous Win. Directed and animated by Andrew Kirby. Now let's start the movie with introducing the characters. Stalin Blake, mental ward director, makes matters worse by telling events as it is. Sociopath, lack of empathy, manipulative, deceitful, callous, hostile, irresponsible, impulsive, obsessive-compulsive disorder, problems with social interaction with a need for sameness, repeated actions, unusual interests in objects. Aesop Khan assistant, tries to fix things but fails, obsessively pushed over by those in authority. The real person running the psych clinic. Now it's time to introduce the patients. Kelpie, the kleptomaniac who is also an ex-gangster male. Always angsty, has unsteady hands, has the need to steal, fear of arrest, feels pleasure while stealing. His tattoos are fake, come from peel and stick kitty stickers. Anita, the alcoholic. She gets intelligent when she's drunk, screams wine. Characteristics of alcoholism: destructive, impatient, easily aggravated, sensitive. Abe, the flirtaholic who is scared of people when they flirt back. Put in the mental institution by his wife. Agora has agoraphobia, fear of having difficulty of escape in case something goes wrong. Kenophobia, fear of open spaces. Symptoms: chest tightness, lightheaded, dizzy, nausea, sweating. Grimes, pathological liar with grandiose syndrome. Narco, narcissistic, charms and manipulates people. Amber, pyromaniac who set her school on fire, then her library, then her local grocery store, then, well, you get the picture. Entering the office, you will pass through a hall, and the first area you'll pass by is the reception area, surrounded by laminated safety glass positioned on the left corner of the room. There are 3 windows, 2 for scheduling and 1 for the cashier. The telephone is positioned just beside the reception area, so it is easier for the staff to call someone or answer the phone. The waiting room has a light beige color with paintings of flowers and gardens positioned strategically on the walls. The waiting area has 7 long benches. 1 on the far side of the wall, 1 on the left, and 1 just below the television mounted on the wall in front of the reception area. The rest of the benches are positioned in the middle, with proportional distances from one another. In the reception area, there are 7 people sitting, watching the famous TV show, Wheel of Fortune. One is watching intently, listening to the clues. He's wearing a navy blue collared shirt with brown khaki pants and black saddle sandals. He sits forward and puts his fingers to his chin, thinking about the phrase. The woman beside him, on the other hand, wears an orange blouse, fitted loosely on her body matched with slacks and slip-on. She fidgets her hair every time Chuck Woolery announces, Wheel of Fortune. The rest of the people are scattered on the benches in the office, waiting for their names to be called by the staff in the reception area. Most of them are watching the show, while others took books and magazines from the small library to read. A few feet directly in front of the reception area is the staff room. If you open the doors, you can see 10 rooms, distributed evenly from left to right. In one room, there is a man wearing an oversized shirt and pants, playing with a stress ball. In another, you can see a woman writing on a piece of paper. She's wearing a green Sunday dress, writing on a piece of paper. In the next one, you can see 3 men sitting conversing joyfully. One of them is wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans. The other is wearing a red hoodie and some khakis, playing with a fidget spinner. And the last man is wearing a purple sweatshirt, loosely fitted on his body, matched with blue jeans. Moving back to the reception area, a few inches beside it is the comfort room, and the room perpendicular to the area is the director's office. The office of the director is wide with white walls. There's a window on the left side of the office with 2 light blue colored curtains. There are fortune plants on each corner of the room, placed on symmetrical brown tables. This is what he wished it looked like, but the next image is what it actually looks like. There are 5 chairs in the office. One 4-seater sofa is placed directly by the window, matched with a small coffee table. One hardwood, mahogany chair facing the sofa. 2 identical chairs placed in front of his desk, and 1 major seat behind the director's table. The director's table is directly in front of the door. His books neatly placed on one side of the table, and white, identical folders on the other side. Stalin was in his office, writing about his patients in a most kind way. Abe Lincoln, downright flirtaholic who thinks he's the cat's meow and all women's greatest prize. He hit on my girlfriend. Well, ex. Anita Matthews, downright dumb alcoholic and saggy. Thinks she's so smart when she's drunk. More like a babbling moron. I can't stand it when she goes on a rant. Amber Lamp, she lights my pants on fire. No, literally, that little crazy nutjob lit my pants on fire 2 times now.
Meanwhile, some patients are watching Wheel of Fortune. Aesop checks in.
What is brown, black, or another color that can shrink and enlarge?
Pastis.
Pupils is correct.
Bollocks. I need wine.
You know you're not allowed to drink alcohol anymore, Anita.
But why not? Don't you want to hear the quantum theory of hapology? A little bit of wine will help me remember just fine.
Aesop goes to the general waiting room, where there is a phone to call the board about their trip.
Hello, Dr. Hahn. This is Aesop.
Dr. Hahn, nice to talk to you, Aesop. I assumed you talked to your director about the reports.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Tell him that the board is serious about replacing him. He has one last chance.
Noted well, ma'am. I just would like to...
Could you also tell him to stop calling my personal number? I don't know why I gave it to him in the first place. Now he's flooding my inbox about how he and he alone qualifies to become our board's CEO.
Will do, ma'am, regarding the plans. Ma'am, can we...
I don't know why we ever picked him for the position. I was totally not for him from the start. What does he do in the office all day? I went in there one day. Before I went in, I heard him on the phone talking to someone British. I entered, and he was watching a football game on the phone and sorting colored popcorns into their separate colors. He told me the British guy was someone he was talking to on speaker with his office phone. Honestly, what's wrong with him? His daddy's influence got him the job. Yuck! I can't believe I dated him twice before. Let me tell you the story.
Dr. Hahn, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I would just like to share with you that we'll be taking the patients to the ballet theater tomorrow and taking the patients to different events once a week hereafter. This will be so they can broaden their horizons and perhaps gather a better perspective on life.
And you've thought about this? This was your idea.
Actually, Director Blake did. I'm just the assistant who helps out.
Oh, cut the Bologna. We both know you did. Everyone knows you're the one running the institution, not that useless boss of yours. He's just that, that's why the board is eager to replace him for you.
He's got some issues that causes him to be that way. But he has his special way of handling things and getting them properly done.
Yeah, like using you and others as his tools to put his feet up and recline.
May I go now, ma'am?
Fine. Ha. Okay. Whatever you say. Get your program done. Bye for now.
Hey, all staff, we're heading to see a ballet tomorrow.
It is the next day. The staff are packing the lunches for their field trip to the theater to see the ballet. Abe is trying to flirt with a new female nurse.
Well, hello there, no nurse. Tammy? Your hair must be like a below to lay on every night, so beautiful and soft. And girls must be jealous of it. You know the alphabet wouldn't be complete without you and I in it. Winner.
Please, sir, I cannot have relationships with patients.
Your husband must feel he is the luckiest man alive to have such a beautiful blonde to come home to every day and to cook his meals and clean the house.
Please, sir, I cannot have relationships with patients.
You should leave him an.
The nurses seem angry at Abe. Many are thinking, I need this job. Don't say anything mean. Jenny, on the other hand, knows how to handle the situation by simply flirting back.
Hey Abe, would you mind coming in here and helping me carry these boxes?
Sure thing, my love. I didn't know you were jealous of Tammy. Could I have known, I would have entertained you first.
Oh Abe, you are the strongest man I know, like a superhero.
You're really.
You know, Abe, we can meet after my shift ends at the back of this building. Do you want to meet after 5? Maybe get a kiss or two.
What? What are you talking about? Well, I have a wife. I have to go.
Ha 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 ha. He's harmless, just flirt back and he runs like a chicken. One of those arranged marriages where the wife really had the bad end of the stick. Once they moved here to the US though, she threw off Islamic marital restrictions by getting him placed in here. It was a real court hearing, she got the best lawyer using his own money. I see her nowadays walking around with a blonde guy wearing Western clothing.
Good job dealing with Abe, Jenny, but you still need to get him calmed down so he can go.
Aesop walked down the hallway to check on the ex-gangster, Kelpie. Kelpie is throwing his stress ball against the wall over and over.
So, Doc. You finally need my help in roughing up that sick boss of yours? He got a fist that has his name on it.
Oh, come on, Kelpie, don't be like that. Have some respect for Director Stalin. He's the reason why you're recovering.
Whatever you say, Doc. Who names their kid after a genocidal maniac dictator? Haha. Catch.
Nice throw, I'll take this with me to the theater.
That's mine, no fair.
I will give it back to you only if you don't throw it at anyone else for the rest of the day, okay?
Okay, Doc. Can't you please turn around and pretend not to see me while I get it from your pocket?
No, Kelpie, we've been over this many times. You need to control your impulses so you can be better.
So I can steal more outside the clinic.
Not what the clinic had in mind for you. Just think about your recovery and your freedom. Get dressed now. We're going to see a ballet in a few minutes.
Aesop goes to Anita's room. Like a typical alcoholic, it's a mess.
Huh? I'm up. Sorry I got so wasted last night. See, look at the tissue in my hand. Wine it. Where can I find good wine in this wine-forsaken place?
You're not wasted. You know the rules. No alcohol on the premises. If you want to get better, you need to control your impulses.
But I don't want to control them. You see, my child, I am the most intelligent woman in the world, but only when I'm drunk. I'm like Einstein's genius daughter, but with rebonded hair. Can you see my forehead? Look.
I don't see anything. Ma'am, you were put in here because you had several violent drunken episodes in public.
But I need my wine. Don't you want me to achieve my full potential? I could build a spaceship. I could become a whatchamacallit? The scientist.
Rocket scientist. Anita. They already created those in the 1900s. Wine doesn't make you smarter.
Well, they did a poor job making them. They haven't reached stock plasmingortian, 360. I see that confused look in your eyes. In case you're wondering, that's the planet I saw in my dreams. And I alone know how to find it. I can build a spaceship fast enough to get there. All I need is wine. Wine. Now get away from me, I'm lacking my wine-induced visions.
Yes, but before I do that, the bus leaves in an hour, so please get ready, Anita.
Are we going to the bar?
No.
The liquor store?
No.
Then where?
We're going to the ballet, and all patients are required to come.
Bollocks. I don't care about your stupid ballet. Give me wine. Wine.
Well, you have to. We'll leave in an hour. Be ready.
Aesop goes to patient Agora's room. She's positioned her room with many chairs and papers to leave less space and make it feel more crowded.
Agora, I thought we said you shouldn't rearrange the furniture. Where did you get all these chairs from? You're safe here. Totally safe.
I don't know about that, Dr. Aesop. I swear the nails on the floor are protruding. I could trip and fall on one or stub my toe. Okay, let me try. Let me take off my hat, mask, scarf, and jacket first. See? I told you there are nails on the floorboards.
Agora, That wasn't nails. It was just the different elevation from one room to the other. Look, we don't have time for this as we are going to the ballet in an hour.
Is that an open space?
No. There are many chairs and tables where you can hide.
Could I please have some bubble wrap as well?
Yes, I'll tell James to get bubble wrap as well. Fine. I'll have James send over some duct tape and styro, but you have to wear them under your clothing.
Could you have my eyes covered and have 2 people lead me in as well? I can't stand being outside. Being outside in the open space means you are likely to die from too much heat or freezing temperatures.
I'll tell him now be ready in 40 minutes, thank you. What are you doing, Amber? You do remember we are going to the ballet in about 45 minutes.
I'm trying to catch my room on fire. I'm trying to use my hot breath. Come on, room. Catch on fire.
You know that's not gonna work. It's impossible, don't you?
I gotta try, Doc. What if I'm the new firebender? What if I can shoot fireballs from my mouth like a dragon?
Look at your skin. Do you have scales? Sorry, you're not a dragon. You're just a female human.
Besides, Grimes told me it's possible. He became a psychic, so it's possible for me to become a firebender too. It will be my superpower.
We've been over this before. You know you cannot trust Grimes. He's in here for a reason, right? You can't trust anything he says. I guess his current grandiose syndrome is to be a great psychic.
It doesn't seem like it. He told me that he predicted my future. He said that in 10 seconds, Grimes will flick my ear. I didn't believe him at first, but after 10 seconds, he really did flick my ear. That man is supernatural.
That's because he's controlling his actions.
I don't care. If he says I'm going to be a firebender, then I'm going to be a firebender. He told me I'd soon cause the greatest fire up to this point of my life tonight.
At least he's not Napoleon this time. That was dangerous when he rolled down the halls with knives. Just be ready in 40 minutes to go to the ballet. Okay.
Sure, boss. I'll just finish my mantra and be right with you guys.
I predicted you were making rounds. I'm the reincarnated Daniel Douglas. See my grand powers.
Told you, boss. He's a psychic.
Grimes, you need to prepare. We're leaving in about 40 minutes.
Grimes looks stiffly and very seriously at Aesop. Grimes grabs Aesop's hand and makes a gesture to read his palm, but Aesop pulls his hand away. Grimes plays with dice in his hands.
I see chaos in your future, Dr. Podolsky. I see it coming soon.
Sure, that's every day for someone who works in a psych ward.
Do you feel it now?
You know what? I see a better future for you. You're going to get more perspective from the ballet, which will be the first of many steps to your way of recovery.
What's there to recover? I'm a renowned psychic. Look, I predict that someone's going to pinch your nose in 5 seconds.
Grimes watches the clock and then pinches Aesop's nose.
Ouch.
See? I told you.
Yes, because you knew you'd do it in 5 seconds. You keep changing what you are because you have difficulty accepting who you really are. The real Grimes is a decent man and a great man. You just need to accept yourself.
Aesop walks to Narco's room. He isn't there. A woman walks down this corridor in front of him. He walks down the hallway, knocking on the remaining doors until he gets to Abe's room. Narco is in there eating potato chips.
What are you doing in Abe's room, Narco? Where's Abe?
Dr. Aesop, you look very well today. Have you done something with your hair, or is that a nice shirt you are wearing? He said he didn't want his room anymore, and that I could have it. I gladly took the burden of this room from his weary soul.
Where did you get those chips? So Abe will have your room now on.
Oh no, I'm still using that room for sleeping and this room for hanging out. I think I'd look good in his clothes as well. I got the chips from that lovely new blonde in the reception area.
Who, Tammy?
Is that her name? I'm sorry, I told her some advice about how she can seduce a man to become her boyfriend that she's in love with from college. She gave me the chips as a thank you.
What exactly did you tell her?
You know that movie, what's it called? Legal Blonde or something. You know the part where she drops the pen and snaps it back up? I just showed her how to do it. She was mesmerized when I demonstrated. I can't help but laugh at my pale demonstration, but I hope it works.
That's wrong on so many levels. It's not helping you recovery by manipulating people. Being put in here because you manipulated $46 million dollars from people should have taught you your lesson. I guess you manipulated the courts that you're crazy enough to be put in here instead of prison. Where's Abe?
But all those hundreds of lovely people were all too eager to give me their money so I could help them get rich. They all got richer in experience and life lessons. Abe is staying in the closet. I convinced him if he slept there for 5 months, he'd lose his shyness when women flirt with him by gaining back his animal instincts by sleeping on a dog bed.
Ah, we'll talk about this later. Go get Abe. Be ready to go to the theater in about 40 minutes.
The time has passed and everyone is prepping in the receiving room. They walk outside and Stalin goes to lock the door. He's baffled how it isn't locking the door.
Stupid doorknob, why won't you lock?
He exchanged his keys. He gave his keys to Grimes when he threw them on the ground earlier today in a tantrum. Hehehe.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I think you have the wrong key. Aesop, get my keys.
You know the problem with these old doors, Stalin? They aren't easy to lock and unlock unless you have skills. Let me show you all my majestic powers to lock the door.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Using the key that Kelpie gave him, Grimes does a magic gesture and inserts the key into the knob's lock. With a click, the door was locked. Grimes bows for the other patients as they clap for him.
Why don't you try it, Stalin? Unlock it using this key.
Kelpie and Grimes switch the keys again and Grimes gives Stalin the wrong key. The director has a great feeling to show he is winning and is right, grabs the key and places it inside the keyhole. He tries to unlock the door, but it doesn't work. His eyes start to bulge from frustration.
This is impossible. I'm so angry.
Don't worry, Stalin. I predict that we can unlock it when we come back.
Yes, it's true. He's a real psychic that you should listen to. Right, Agora? He gave you another prediction earlier.
It's true. Grimes said I was going to trip and fall before we left when I wear the bubble wraps as padding. And I did. So I added an extra padding to my legs to avoid getting hurt.
You know, Agora, when you wear that wrap like that, it looks very stylish and attractive.
Really? Do you really think I look attractive and stylish?
Yes, but looks isn't everything. If you gave me half of your potato fries next week, that would be an act of kindness. Then you'd be kind as well. Will you show kindness?
Sure, you've got a deal. Red double-decked orange bus pulls up. The driver smiles at Aesop. It comes to a stop. The driver waves for them to come aboard it.
Okay, everyone, it's time to go.
The hospital clinic staff help get the patients and their supplies onto the bus.
All right, then. Everybody's moving towards the bus carrying stupid stuff. Hey, you! The blonde with the name tag I don't care to read. That's not how you carry a sling bag. Bring the sling to your shoulder 1 inch away from your neck.
Wait. Wait. Can someone please help me? The space is about to get bigger and I could die any minute. Aesop calls for staff and has them circle around Agora to walk her to the bus and escort her inside it. The bus is large double-decker, but the patients are only allowed to sit on its bottom floor so the staff can see them.
Tammy the nurse goes to the top floor of the bus to skulk about to let out steam by dancing. Grimes is in the front. Aesop commences a silent roll call of the patients. There are 40 other patients besides our story's characters.
Can you 4 staff form a circle around Agora and help her get onto the bus? That should do the trick.
They get all the patients onto the bus. All the patients are on the bottom deck floor. Tammy goes up to the upper deck to dance to get stress out. Grimes sits in the front and jumps for joy to be getting out of the clinic.
We're moving! We're moving! Look at me! I'm the king of the world!
Here. He just made a new pick lock I can use to open a window.
Please don't use it to open the window. You really don't need it to open a window. One of you might get into an accident. There he goes. Jenny, could you take that thing away from Kelpie?
It's not a pick lock, sir, it's a toothpick.
It can still open things. Don't ruin my fun.
Okay, all checked. We got everyone, so let's go. Thank you.
Abe approaches Anita and Agora on the bus.
يا كرلز we'd make a great sandwich, you know? One hot, smoking muscular man in the middle. One with all the wrinkles and sacky back eyes on one side and one with a creepy obsession for narrow spaces on the other. I could fill those cabs for you.
You know, Abe, with my creepy obsession being in narrow spaces, don't you think I should be in the middle so I can get your hot muscles and extremely handsomeness all to myself? Do you see this nut I'm about to crack?
A while.
Sit back down, Abe, you dummy. We're not joining your slaves in Arabia. We're not your stay-at-home wives that you can keep locked up. So leave us alone before I ram my glasses into your handsome face.
Terrified Abe turns his back away from the girls. Anita and Agora try to give each other a high five, but they can't since Agora can't raise her arm that high because of the bubble wrap inside her clothing. They keep trying, but finally settle for a low five.
You know, Director Stalin, when I was younger, I used to dream of being a psychologist, just like you.
I'm not a psychologist. Would you mind talking to my assistant about that?
No, I want to talk to you. You seem so smart. I always wanted to obtain a doctorate degree like you.
I don't have a PhD degree. I don't even have a bachelor's degree. Talk to Aesop. He's the one with that useless stuff.
But you have a bachelor's degree, so you are smarter than me.
I don't have that either. Those kind of degrees are less useful than toilet paper.
So, we both have associate's degrees. You must have at least 4 of them, since I have 3, because you are so much smarter than me. I'm but an ant compared to your wisdom.
I don't have any. I never went to college. I do have a certificate for my position my daddy got for me. Also, he helped me get a 5-week healthcare management certificate. I was about to fail it, but he helped convince them to let me pass.
But to become a director without any prior experience, I truly idolize you.
That's right, I am someone you should idolize. I'll have you know my daddy had me work running his restaurant until it burned down. Then he had me run his hotel before it went out of business.
I do idolize you when it comes to business, but only 1/4 as much as I do myself in other things.
Why 1/4?
Well, sorry to admit, but you're not as handsome nor as well-built as I am. Your certificates imply you are far smarter than I.
Whoa. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm way more studly than a con artist like you. Why don't you just keep your thoughts to yourself?
Why would I do that when I have a perfect listener beside me? Director Stalin, when I first saw you walk towards your office the first time I was there, I thought, he's such an inspiration. Everyone would want to be like him.
Oh, really? Name one reason why people want to be like me.
Because you're such a wonderful listener.
And
you said one. It is just impossible for me to mention or to remember all the other million reasons. My point is, keep doing what you're doing, Director Blake. No matter how much the board thinks you're an idiot or tries to stop your great cause, you'll always be a hero to me.
Wait, you really think so?
Yes, sir. So, could you let me have a private box seat in the theater? You can have a guard there, just so I can watch you majestically do your job.
Sure, and I'll make sure you get your own bag of popcorn as well.
That's so kind of you. You truly are a great man, Director Blake. This will help me towards my recovery.
The bus stops in front of the theater. The entrance is more crowded than they thought, though the bus parking area isn't. The ticket booth is at the far right of the entrance, and there is already a long queue. To the left are the restrooms and souvenir station where many children and elders stand accompanied by their caregivers or family members. When they reach the entrance of the theater, Aesop instructs the staff members to look after the patients while he and Stalin got the tickets.
Hey, Ross and staff, I need you all to watch the patients while me and Stalin get the tickets. Make sure you keep Abe from harassing anyone, Narco from conning someone, Kelpie from stealing, or Amber from catching someone on fire. You know how to handle the rest.
Yamma, come on. It's not like I'm going to flirt with every living chick that moves.
A fat female clown walks by on the street.
Hey, Courtgis. I bet you've never seen an act like mine before. I'm not planning on.
See what Aesop was talking about.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Another girl passes by and Abe chases after her. A guard goes after him immediately. The guard's footsteps echoed loudly, closing in on Abe. He glanced back, heart pounding, desperately seeking a way to evade capture.
Hey, Tammy. Could I go into the pet shop just so I can entertain myself while we wait? It's getting boring in here.
Why not? I'll come and stand inside with you.
Kelpie the ex-gangster walks around looking at the pets in the pet store with a childish face. He looks at the puppies scramble about. The cats are ignoring him to his left. There are other animals on display such as birds, fish, and bullfrogs. But when Tammy looks at him, he transfers back to his gangster facade.
You need to use the bathroom.
Right this way, then turn to your left. The hallway is dim with boxes and cages stacked on the sides, so please be careful.
Kelpie walks to the bathroom with his tough guy gangster walk. He sees a box on the left that says, "Do not open." Being Kelpie, he gives in to his curiosity to open the box. Inside, he finds an eastern gray squirrel. He starts to pet the squirrel, but it tries to bite and scratch him aggressively.
Oh, what a cute one. Yes, you are. You're hungry, aren't you? Why don't they feed you? Do you like nuts? Yeah, take you with me, okay? Don't worry.
Kelpie goes into the bathroom and hides the gray squirrel underneath his large, oversized hoodie so no one would notice.
I'm ready, Tammy. Let's go back to the theater.
Why do you try to act so tough, Kelpie? It really is unattractive. I saw that sweet side to you in the pet shop. It's way better than this fake tough gangster persona you show. You're not a gangster nor a thief. Underneath all that facade is a really kind-hearted special person any lady would love to have.
Really? Do you think so?
And you don't have to fake your accent anymore. You're not Latin American, your parents are from Nepal. I know the gangs must have seemed cool when growing up, but they aren't. They're just scaredy cat jerks who want to bully me. No one with sense goes for them. Come on, let's go.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Meanwhile, Anita and Grimes are discussing near the theater how to escape.
I wish we could drink wine during the show.
Don't tell me, I know. I've been staring at Joe's bar since we got here. This is torture, so close and yet so far away.
If only we could get there.
How? Even if we do, neither of us have money.
No, but Narco reminded me earlier who could get it for us and how.
This has gotta be good. Wait, there's Kelpie coming.
There's our drink ticket.
What's going on, guys?
How would you feel about taking money from people so we can buy some alcohol?
They love to. Man, it would feel good to sharpen my skills, but we have guards and staff watching us.
Don't you worry your gangster self about that. I got it. You know what to do when I play the distraction? First, you need to get a distance from me.
Yeah, I'll get some money, then we'll buy the alcohol.
Help! Gasp! Help! I can't breathe. There's no air since I lost my psychic abilities. Whoa! Whoa! I need help. I'm about to pass on to this hard cement and then sue someone for not helping me. Help! Help!
Now's your chance. Steal a couple $100 and don't get caught.
Kelpie walks into the crowd. There's a rushing businessman who is unaware of his surroundings talking on his cell phone. He's telling his boss he will pay for the meal before he gets there. He gets out his card to pay for his meal. He pulls out his wallet from his jacket, gets his card out, and then puts the wallet into his back pocket. Kelpie spots him at the pickup restaurant. Once the man comes walking out with his hands full holding his order, Kelpie walks behind him and swipes out the man's wallet from his back pocket and puts it into his jacket pocket. Kelpie runs back to Anita while Grimes is still getting their attention. Grimes winks at them and points the opposite direction of Joe's bar to get them to all look away from Anita and Kelpie. Anita pulls Kelpie and they rush to the bar.
Oh. There are so many wines. How will we ever choose what to buy? I'm so excited.
I think we need to take small flasks so we can easily hide them.
Easy for you to say. You have that oversized pants with huge pockets on them plus that hoodie that looks more like a parachute than clothing. Can't you put everything under your pockets?
Kelpie thinks of the squirrel in his hoodie, the wallet in his one pocket. But the main reason why he doesn't want to hold them in his pockets is because he doesn't like pocketing anything that could leave a smelling trace to him as the culprit.
I can't, my pockets are full.
What do you mean your pockets are full? You got nothing there.
Joe. How do you know? You haven't peeped inside these pockets. Okay.
Whatever. Could you please start talking where I can understand you? Where would you have me hide them?
Under your clothes, like under your sweater, in the back or between your legs.
But what if the guards feel it in the entrance?
They can't do that, but then you can fit it, whispers.
What? How will I do that?
Joe, figure it out. We need to move fast.
Can we have a flask each of whiskey, rum, beer, mead, hard cider, tequila, brandy, gin, rose wine, Merlot, Bordeaux, Malbec, Shiraz, Malbec, White Zinfandel, and Cabernet Sauvignon? Could we also have cognac as well? We'll take 2 bags.
Why did you get all that wine?
'Cause I need all the wine I can get.
I need to see your ID, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I kept my IDs at work.
But I thought I saw you have to have a couple of IDs in your wallet. Let me see them.
Okay, here.
This doesn't look like you at all.
I'm sorry, he's my husband. He got into a car accident a few years ago and he totally damaged his face. So, we requested the plastic surgeon to make him look younger. I didn't think he'd look so young. We still need to get a new picture made.
Anita squeezes Kelpie's left to show affection, but Kelpie becomes squeamish and uncomfortable. She pinches him to give a signal, so they hold hands.
Are you okay, ma'am? This guy seems like an illegal Venezuelan who's taken you captive. You don't have to stand up for him. I have a taser gun on me. I can zap him for you.
Yeah, of course, I wanted to be as hot as possible for my babe. No reason wasting the money it takes.
But your accent, it doesn't fit your former self.
All right, I was just joking. This is how I really sound.
Get your plastic surgeon to come by and talk with me about his services for my grandma. You look 50 years younger and your neck doesn't even show any signs of wrinkles. My grandma would love to use his services. I'm still somewhat in disbelief.
Don't believe us? Kiss me, honey.
It suits you very well, you see. The ladies seem to really love it. It is a voice that people love, and, you know, if you dressed the part, you could steal way easier without getting caught.
Oh, gross. Okay, enough. I believe you. That'll be $340.
Kelpie gets out the cash from the wallet and pays the bartender.
Where's the bathroom?
Anita and Kelpie go into their separate bathrooms to hide their flasks and then come out with Anita looking like she has a larger belly and large cysts growing on her thighs. They prance excitedly to the exit and walk outside.
How'd you hide your flasks?
Besides my belly, the other places are a woman's secret. Don't talk with that silly Venezuelan accent again. It doesn't suit you, and you almost got us arrested. If you want to be a real gangster, you have to stop acting like one. Especially like a gangster, no one thinks it's cool, especially women.
Yeah, you're right. We almost got busted because I thought that accent was so cool. It really isn't, though.
Oh, they're done. Hey, everyone. I suddenly feel fine. I'm okay now, but very poor service. I could have really died and no one called 911.
The ticket booth is quite small, around 8 square feet. The front window is covered with laminated plastic glass with a square hole at the bottom for transacting with customers. On the laminated cover are the poster for upcoming and present theatrical shows. There are 2 personnel wearing red and gray polo shirts with matching gray slacks. Inside the booth, the tickets are categorized.
Look at this line. Let's just go back to the clinic. But we've prepared so much for this event. We could disappoint our patients. No, our board. And the patients could get. Why is your side of the room so bright red and mine so dark? And what's that smell coming off you this whole time? Are you drunk? No, sir. My cologne. I thought I was the only one who drunk on the job. Phew. You drank so much. I need to keep up.
Hey, drunk people are not allowed to go inside the hall.
Oh, no, sir. Nobody's drunk. It is just the smell of the new men's cologne I'm wearing.
Is that the Rivialdi 3.1?
Yeah, my wife bought it for me.
For real? I wish my girlfriend would buy it for me. I've waited for so long for its release.
For the love of a mother. Could both of you be any more pomp? Hey, you. Man guard with that fitted shirt. How long will this line last?
Turn around and look, sir. There is no line. Greta, come in here and get these guys their tickets. Now, where were we?
It's all about the Rivialdi 3.5 cologne.
Oh, yeah. When I get my salary this month, I'm definitely buying it.
You should! Or maybe just suggest how nice you'd smell in it to your wife so she might get it as a Christmas gift for you. My wife loves it. Really? Is your wife an alcoholic like Anita?
It doesn't smell like alcohol to me. It's a symbol of masculinity. A real man's smell.
I'm here. Come get your tickets.
Oh, you're next. Take care.
Remember the cologne? Ridiculous. Any problem, sir? Does your wife know how much you spend on that alcoholic-smelling stuff? If you were listening, you'd know she was the one who bought it for me.
I said next. How many times do I need to say it?
I'm sorry, ma'am. 50 tickets to the ballet, please.
Ugh. You kidding me? That's so many. I'm not getting paid enough for this.
I'm so sorry, but we have our staff and patients with us.
What do you mean, patience?
It means we brought people like you.
Like what? Pretty and amazing.
No, more like, very nice and patient. Can we get our tickets now? Stalin, please give her the money. Give this piece of gumbo all the money.
What in the world? Do you want me to give you these tickets or not?
I'm sorry, he's being impatient. He doesn't control what he says very well at times. May I have the tickets? Take it then. Get us in the theater.
Whatever.
Ugly.
What's that smell? Are you drunk?
For the last time, it's a body cologne by Rivialdi. It doesn't smell like alcohol. I'm so sorry you think that. It's supposed to be an embodiment of male musk.
If it is, I don't ever want to date that guy. Oof. Very musky, indeed. Like an old, stinky, drunk homeless person.
You see? You see? I take back what I said before. You're very smart to agree with me on that awful smell.
Aesop and the staff help the patients find their seats in the crowded theater. The patients are seated in the back rear. But Stalin sits in the very front with Narco and Aesop. Narco decided to sit in the front instead of the box seat so he could get a better view. Stalin starts shouting at the production crew to start the program.
Come on, let the show start already. We got lives to get to. Specifically you. You're doing nothing. You just sit there all day and watch TV like a fat couch potato. Get the show started. Sir, can you please quiet down? There's no reason to scream. Everyone is looking at us just a little bit. Is that sarcasm I hear in your voice? I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to sound offensive to you. It's just that the board isn't happy and noticing your performance at the clinic. They already want to replace that. Let's not scream, please. You know, I don't care about that. Melania is just jealous and mad that she's not with gloriously handsome me. I'm so much better looking than her boyfriend.
Sir, she is very happy with him. He is a kind man. Maybe you should look for someone more feisty and high-spirited to complement your special personality better.
Who asked your opinion?
Oh, no one. I'm just telling you what I think to help your future self. I like having you around. I know you try very hard. Stalin.
That's Director Stalin to you, bub.
Director Stalin, you are so far more intellectual than me. I know you can gain people's respect in this audience by being quiet and respectful to the others here watching.
Well, you little,
All I'm saying is you need to be the man you want to be. Don't just stand there and act like a boring geezer, which you aren't. You don't have to prove your worth. Just be your worth. Why, you could even go on the stage yourself. This show might be recorded and shown on national TV. It's impossible that the judges won't see it and give you an A+.
Aha, yes, be my worth. No one is doing anything disruptive tonight. We are going to finish the show without any embarrassing moments brought on by ourselves.
Here come Amber, Grimes, Kelpie, Abe, and Anita. They look restless and like they need something to calm their nerves.
Tell you what, let's play a game. Why don't we switch characters? That could be fun, huh? Grimes is surely the expert at it.
That's actually a great idea. Maybe the person I get switched with will become an avatar, like I'm trying to do.
So who will get switched with who?
Yeah, switch us and Stalin so I can show him how he is.
Director, we will switch roles.
Ooh, I'm Grimes. I'm a psycho who always thinks he is someone else because I can't accept my pathetic self. Ooh, I'm Stalin the dictator. I like to be irresponsible and mean so the board can easily replace me at my job. Hey, no mean impersonations?
Ooh, I'm Aesop. I like to wipe other people's problems because I'm too nice and a brown noser. I have a doctorate, but I'm still working as an assistant. Sorry, sir. I didn't...
That's a good idea. So Stalin can try being in charge for once. And why is there a black sheet behind me?
Because they don't want to listen or see you. Just shut up, will you? You're nothing.
No, I'm the great psychic, master of the future. You, sir, are nothing.
Grimes, you're going to have to apologize to him later to avoid any more of his fits. Okay, your roles. Anita, switch with Agora. Amber with Narco. Grimes with Kelpie. Abe with that guard over there.
Why the guard?
Because he's quiet, like we all need to be once the show starts soon.
Gin straight. In short, Kelpie, that guard isn't a guard breaker like you.
You're one to talk, Anita.
Remember, all of us need to behave during the show. Anyone who makes a fuss will not have TV privileges for the next week, and the one who wins will get all the TV privileges. I will even take the 3 best to the county fair this summer.
Patients became excited upon hearing this, though they'd love to keep within their circles.
Now all of you, please find your seats. Here comes Stalin, back from checking on the others.
Hey, I'll go with them. We'll sit in the box seat that Stalin got for me. Don't worry, I'll get clinic staff to go with us to keep an eye on us, okay?
Sure, that's fine, but I'll watch to make sure you get some staff to go with you.
Narco takes the others to the box seat on the side back of the theater with a clinic guard to watch over them.
Here, I'll pay you $1,000 later and flask of whiskey if you'll let us talk and do our thing. Okay? Thank you, sir, so much.
We got the drinks. Here, everyone.
I like this new voice, Kelpie. It's really hot.
It suits you very well, you see. The ladies seem to really love it. It is a voice that people love, and, you know, if you dressed the part, you could steal way easier without getting caught.
Guys, don't talk so loud. Let's whisper or talk quietly. I don't want to alert Stalin or Aesop. This is my first time getting alcohol in for long months.
That's great. Where did you hide it?
Somewhere a lady cannot speak of. Many are in Kelpie's pockets. Here's yours.
Thanks for giving me a drink. Why does it smell stinky?
Must be the leather. Why are the seats on your side so much better?
Yeah, it must have come from leather. Ha ha. Anita had that one under her shirt.
Well, I had it somewhere else, actually.
Not bad. It smells a lot like farts at first, but then it's good.
What is that?
Oh, these? These are souvenirs from the store, but it's sold out. We bought those last ones.
It doesn't smell like a souvenir. It smells like farts and wine. Wine? Sorry, Aesop said we need to switch roles, so I'm impersonating you, Anita.
Oh darling, you said it wrong. It's wee-ie and nin.
Wine.
How about I imitate you? Hi, I'm Agora. I'm scared of everything. I might get in trouble and I might die any time from being out in the middle of nowhere where there is nothing that can harm me. Help me, but don't touch me.
Oh, you don't? I bet you're looking for a narrower place right now because you hate to fathom the open size of this theater presents to you.
Yes, how did you know? You are psychic. Can I stay with you guys here?
Come here, honey. You can sit on the floor against the wall and seats. And when I tell you to, hide these flasks.
I will. Also, can I get a few drinks, please?
Are you sure you can handle it?
What? Do you think I'm weak? That I can't stand toe-to-toe in a drink down, chick?
Oh, okay, here you go. Just a sip. I need most of this wine.
Oh yeah, I just drank half that flask, chick.
Why that much?
I need it more than you do. Are you gonna complain about it or are you just gonna gulp it? Watch, I'll down the other half.
I'm liking this version of you, edgy and protective of yourself. I didn't know you had it in you to be mean. I better finish off the rest of this wine flask myself.
Anita pulls out wine glasses she borrowed from the lobby and pours some wine to two others. She drinks the rest of her wine. She then puts the 2 bottles under the chairs.
Is that where this came from? I'm too important to drink the rest of this from a woman's...
At least it got you tipsy. Let me drink the rest of it then.
Kelpie the wannabe gangster tosses the flask to Grimes, but he misses catching it.
What is this flask? It's not as wonderful and amazing as I am as Kelpie the wannabe gangster. But it will come in handy later.
That's true. You shouldn't imitate me, though.
Why not?
Oh, let me try you. I'm Amber, wannabe air bender from Missy Peepaw. I believe what that stupid Grimes always tells me, 'cause I'm not an airbender, but an airhead.
Hey, Grimes is not stupid. He's actually a psychic.
Dude, he's messing with your head. He's a pathological liar.
But he predicted everything, and it came true.
Look, I can do it too. In 5 seconds, I'm going to take that flask and throw it at Grimes, but he'll know it is coming at him because he can overhear me talking right now.
Hey, don't!
Kelpie the wannabe gangster tosses the flask to Grimes, but he misses catching it. The lights start to go out and the band leader comes to stage to begin the play introduction. The spotlight shines on the theater stage. The opera band rose to play the introduction music. Curtains open to show the set of the stage. Woman in uniform on a stage.
We would like to welcome all the guests who are here today, starting with our sponsors, Thomas and Catherine Wright, the owners of Sports Central Maker, Alfred Singh, owner of Furniture and Fixture Manufacturing, and Stephen and Aldridge Grimes, founders of Hovo Company.
Grime, is that your parents?
Brother and wife.
If you're rich, how come you're here and not there?
None of your business. I'm not that person anymore.
But you are, and you can't change who you are.
Nar!
H was the heir to the company, but he always told the truth about everything back then. And when Grimes outed Stephen for having an affair and company financial scandal when money was stolen, his brothers said that he was a pathological liar and needed to be taken care of. He was the CEO of the company at one time after his father died.
What? That's what I read in the newspaper.
I had to change seats to whisper this to you all. My father wasn't dead when it happened. My brother got my father to be skeptical of me and helped put me in the institution. He tried to kill me, so I had to do something. I just decided to act like I was someone else so I could have time to figure out a plan.
So, all this time, you knew you weren't all those different people.
I even thought you had multiple personality disorder or something wrong with you.
Depends. Maybe I am just paranoid.
Tell me this, am I the last firebender?
I hate to tell you this, but yes, but not in the way you think. You can't bend real fire, but only the fire of words and imagination. In fact, you're the last one.
I'm so happy.
Meanwhile, back to Stalin and Aesop in the front listening to the band leader.
She looked at me in recognition. Best to, I deserve it.
Of course, we have our guests from Peaceful Ridge Nursing Care, students from Hunterdon College, and staff and patients from Needy Nasty Despicable Patients Center. Oh, that's odd. There must be something wrong with what they gave me. I apologize for the typo.
Sir, you know our institute's name, right? Why that? Hehehe, yeah, because they really are needy and despicable. That's the truth of it. She's so cute reading my words.
Thank you for coming, and we hope you have a wonderful time tonight. Let the show begin.
Quite the cliché, right? Every ballet opening is the Swan Lake. Can't they think of something else? Who cares about a swan anyway? Best on the table is food, I say.
An elderly man stares at Stalin very intently, but he doesn't seem to notice at all. He then notices him.
What? It's every opening. Ha ha ha. Boring. Sir, let's calm down. You know what? I think we need to go get snacks for the patients, sir. What are you talking about? The ballet is amazing. I can't miss this wobbly tiptoe dancing done by anorexic chicks who look like they just came out of a North Korean concentration camp. You know what? Maybe I should get up there and show those guys dancing with them how it's done. Sir, don't you want the colorful, fruity popcorn? I know, sir, you are talented, but don't you want to arrange all those popcorn colors?
Stalin immediately becomes like a child and pulls on Aesop's arm to go.
Let's go, said Stalin. Aesop stands and is relieved that he is getting Stalin away from being in there and embarrassing him further. He directs him towards the main aisle and turns back to say silently, "Say sorry to those who were sitting around them." The elderly lady laughed. When they got to the popcorn station, there isn't a line. This made Stalin more excited to get there because he knew he wouldn't have to wait in a line. But his joy is turned to dismay when a random teenager rushes in and gets in line before he does. Stalin rushes to the back of where the teen stands. Stalin stands there staring at the kid getting an order of popcorn. Time moves so slowly for him, so when 2 minutes comes, he can't hold his impatience any longer.
Hey, kid, couldn't you be any slower? Come on, some people have a show to watch.
Stalin stands speechless. He looks helpless. Someone stood up to him, and let alone a teen kid. Aesop thought, I guess Stalin has a weakness for kids who can stand up to him. He didn't have to be so rash with the kid, though now I have a new situation. Is he going to cry? I must do what I can to help support him so he feels better and doesn't make a big scene from this. We'll get the colorful popcorn soon enough.
Hey, worker guy, you know you are making a line by taking such a long, awful, dreaded, miserable time getting this kid his popcorn.
The kid's been here only 2 minutes and there's no one behind or in front of you. You know these popcorn machines take a few minutes to make the popcorn fresh and yummy, or do you prefer stale popcorn, mister?
Of course I want it fresh. How long will this take?
Forever, all day.
Stalin is silent again, but the popcorn seems to pop in super slow motion to him. Each individual one opening in slow motion.
This popcorn is delicious.
Next.
He prepares the next buckets for the next customer. Stalin was dumbfounded and remained in place. Aesop is in disbelief. It's probably part of his condition to have the need to understand others, especially if he's been taunted. How will he let his anger out? He needs to find someone to whom he can vent out. Aesop knew this. If it won't be him, it's going to be somebody else. And like a gentleman, he steps in. He walks in front of Stalin so he'd be the first. One he sees when he gets mad. It's better to feel the wrath than to see him lay it on someone else who can sue. The popcorn dude looks at Stalin irritated because he has been calling who's next in the line for a while.
I said next.
Thank you, young man. You are remarkable.
My name is Stalin Muriel Blake, Director of the Mental Institute's Associate Branch A, and you are...
Aesop and the popcorn vendor exchange looks. When they look at Stalin simultaneously with shock in their eyes. Stalin offers to shake the vendor's hand. The vendor shook it and said his name.
Zeus.
Zeus, eh? The mighty Greek god. That's a great name for such a strong lad as yourself.
Stalin goes to give him a hug.
Give me a hug, Aesop.
No need for that, sir. Really, it's okay.
Stalin holds Aesop's shoulders in gratitude with a weird pause as his face goes blank.
Good golly, lad. You do so much for the company. I can never thank you enough. What are we doing here? Shouldn't we be in the clinic?
Sir, we are making the patients watch ballets tonight.
Ballet? By golly, that's amazing. It's one of the most majestic activities invented by man. The beauty of the dancers across the stage. The rhythmic beats dispersed as they lightly float across the stage.
Suddenly, Stalin has become this joyful bowl of sunshine that appreciates everything. It's the complete opposite of what Aesop has been used to.
Well, what are we waiting for? Shall we go enjoy the pleasure of Pyotr Tchaikovsky?
Aesop followed Stalin back to the hall. And as the director waltzed his way, he started to hear the ending of Mozart's Symphony No. 40 in G minor. He hummed along with the melody. He waves his hands along with the conductors, and just as he reached his seat, the song ended. For this, he raised his hand high, clapping and shouting. Brava to the performers. It took the crowd around 10 seconds to appreciate the performers. And just when he sat down, he faced Aesop, confused.
Did you get the popcorn? But I thought you did not want any popcorn. You idiot! I did that so we could get free popcorn. I had one instruction, and it was to get me those fruity popcorns. You know what? Just go get popcorn for me and all the patients. Go, go! I don't want to see you until you complete this task. Okay, sir. Right away.
The crowd around them SHH. Stalin. Aesop stood and went back to the popcorn station. In his mind, he knew what was going on. Now he's anxious as to what can come next. Halfway through the ballet, the band is playing the Blue Danube Waltz by Johann Strauss II. The ballet dancers change their tutus to sky blue to match the theme of the music. And as they waltz, you can see people move their heads along the performance. It is relaxing and intriguing at the same time, but boring too. The patients sitting in the back who are supposed to be under the watchful eye of a guard, except that guard has been influenced by narco. The guard gives Nacro a thumbs up with a bottle of whiskey in his other hand when Nacro looks at him while drinking whiskey. Amber is nowhere to be seen. Of course, Anita and Kelpie think they are having a great time, being drunk with all their plans working. They have the booze, but they need to get through the ballet without losing patience. Unfortunately, there's a reason why Anita cannot drink, and it's about to show. As the music intensifies, Anita drinks more and more wine. And as she gets more tipsy, she starts to fidget uncontrollably, as if wanting to dance. She stands gracefully, looking at the stage, as if glued to it. She drunkenly prances slowly towards it, waltzing her way to the aisle. Kelpie gets up and tries to stop here. He runs after her halfway towards the stage and grabs her by the arm.
What are you doing, humming, Anita?
I was humming the Blue Danube. Lightly we breast the Danube's wave, the beautiful Danube, clear and blue. Lightly we breast the Danube's wave, the beautiful Danube, clear and blue. The bubbles are breaking one by one, and flash with the rainbow's glowing hue, as merrily, merrily, merrily sings our joyous crew, on thy glassy tide. Lightly now we ride, listen to our song of glee, ringing voices clear echoed from the shore, tell of happy hearts from sorrow free. Lightly we breast the Danube's wave.
She keeps walking towards the stage and shrugs Kelpie's hands. Narco and Angora look at her and Narco shrugs. Angora looks shocked and worried about what is about to happen. Narco, on the other hand, just raises an eyebrow as if he already knows it's going to happen anyway. Narco and Grimes exchange looks and grins. They already know what's going to happen and they're waiting for a show. Anita looks at Stalin as if she's expecting him to do something about it, but it seems he doesn't care as he is looking down, assorting colored popcorns by shapes and colors. By the time Kelpie gets to the staff to tell them about Anita, it is too late. She is already on the stage steps and continuing her way up. The producer of the play was not expecting such commotion, so it takes longer for some of the guards to get there. And when they do, she waltzes on stage, confusing the dancers. Anita is already on the stage, disrupting the performance of the dancers by drunkenly dancing amongst them. Some members of the band want to stop when Anita starts to push some of the dancers away to steal the spotlight. But the band leader decides to continue to entertain the other guests. Perhaps in his mind, he thinks she can save the show or is part of it. But Anita stops dancing and grabs one of the microphones on the stage. Instead of letting the guards take Anita away, the production manager halts security from going on stage. Perhaps he's expecting that they'll get an amazing show of a performance from Anita, as he has this dull but expectant look in his eyes, as if doing this performance 100 times gives even this interruption a fresh breath of air. And it turns out it was going to be memorable, all right, but not in a good way.
Ladies and gentlemen, hiccup, I want a, hiccup, toast to this wildly, hiccup, day. So, instead I'm going to tell you a story, yeah, a story about how I met a handsome baby. Yeah, you, Starlin Blake. Do you have any idea how much I love you?
Patients and crowd look in disbelief.
Hee.
Oh. I couldn't take any more pleasure than seeing you again. I remember the days when I wiped your butt, squeezed your hand, kissed you and sang you to sleep. All I wanted was to make you happy. And now, I am happy that you finally get to see you get your dream job.
Patients and crowd look in disbelief.
Hee.
Remember, there was a man who said he wanted you to become a boss. And now you are the big man director. Hiccup.
Aesop walks into the theater with a soda in one hand and a bucket of popcorn on the other. He too is shocked that Anita's on the stage. Also, that somehow Stalin got colored. Popcorn. As Anita rambles on, Aesop asks one of the staff.
What's happening, Jenny?
Shoo! Listen. I don't know, but this looks to be really good.
She's drunk, almost to the point of babbling. Who gave her alcohol?
Me, doctor, on the floor, drunk. I got her the wine. Hiccup.
Stalin, you are my son. I'm so sorry I gave you up all those years ago. Your daddy died and I just didn't know what to do. Hiccup. I was just 19 years old. Then grieving your dad, I turned to the bottle and never stopped drinking wine. Hiccup.
Patients and crowd look in disbelief.
Oof. I didn't see that one coming.
Whoa! I must be really drunk. Did she say she was the dictator's mom?
It's true. My name is Anita Olsen and I am your mother. I left you at the hospital when you were born because I wasn't financially, hiccup, ready to be a mother. I was not then, but I am now. Son.
Jenny grabs Stalin's arm to warn him of becoming over-emotional.
You're my mama.
Stalin, I'm your mama.
Jenny lets go of Stalin's arm as this seems like an intense and emotional moment. Stalin runs towards Anita up the side. Steps and runs into her arms in an embrace.
Mama! I'm coming, Mama!
Anita embraces Stalin back. Stalin told his mama that she owed him an Iron Man action figure and a whole set of Little Pony sets to catch up. They cry in each other's arms.
Anita says, my son, I am glad that you finally know. I'll buy you whatever toy you want.
The crowd awes at the reunion of mother and son. A staff member says, I guess this is going to change Stalin's life. They all agree. Kelpie lets out a frightened shout and starts the crowd. Kelpie rolls on the floor, removing his jacket from being used as a blanket. The squirrel was biting his thumb. It has its mouth way up to the thumb's index. It was growling and rabid. As soon as the spotlight hits Kelpie and exposes him to the crowd, the squirrel runs and gnaws on the walls, exposing the wires. Narco runs when the squirrel got loose.
It's rapid.
I'll take care of it.
Jenny grabs Kelpie by the shirt and makes him stand with one hand.
Whoa, how did you get so strong?
Oh, lifting you? It's nothing.
The squirrel already tore the insulators on the wires on the walls, causing the live wire to hang loose on the floors. Remember the wine flask that Grimes kicked? Amber suddenly shows up with a lit handkerchief sticking out from it and a fire. She throws it on the stage curtains and it explodes into a big fire. The fire reaches to where the squirrel was, biting the wiring, and the wiring sets off an even greater fire. The attendants all scream and start rushing out of the theater in masses.
Now the finale has come with a grand, fiery ending.
Amber rushes to make the fire spread. Some of the theater security come with fire hydrants, but it doesn't seem to work at all to extinguish the growing fire.
It's so beautiful. So sparkly.
What are you doing? Get out of here.
He signals other guards to help him to get Stalin and Anita. On the stage, 3 guards came rushing to assist him. They went to the stage and pulled them apart. They assisted them down the stage slowly and directed them outside the theater. Aesop was already outside, counting the patients. He silently counted the patients and mouthed their names. He saw a man's back about Kelpie's height wearing the same hood, so he assumed it was him. And when he saw Stalin and Anita come out of the theater, he let out a sigh of relief. Then he looked to the road and saw the busy coming to get them. Everyone is present.
Come on, let's get on the bus.
The staff assisted each patient onto the bus. Stalin and Anita sat together, continuing to catch up. And when everyone was in, Aesop did a roll call.
Stalin and Anita here.
Abe is with Amber, Narco, and Grimes on the far side of the bus. Agora is in the middle seat. Aesop counted and there was someone missing. And he realized it was Kelpie.
Has anyone seen Kelpie?
I thought he was with Anita. The fire is so strong it is light outside.
Don't look at me. I haven't seen him since I went on stage.
He talks to the bus driver and the staff. He needs them to take the rest of the patients back to the clinic while he goes back to look for Kelpie.
Hey, I need you and the staff to take care of them. Take them back to the clinic and get them into their rooms. See that they behave.
We will do just that.
He scours the outside of the theater for any sign of Kelpie. He figures he might be stuck inside the burning building. He rushes towards the...
Hey, have any of you seen one of our patients about 6 feet tall wearing a hoodie?
A firefighter grabs Aesop's arm to stop him from going inside the fire.
But my patient could be in there still.
I'm sorry, Doc. You cannot enter the theater. It's too dangerous.
Aesop panics outside the theater, hoping they found the body. He is so agitated, he did not notice that Kelpie walks behind him. For how many minutes, Kelpie was watching with Aesop. Then, one of the firefighters came out, carrying a burned hoodie from the theater.
I'm sure our team will notify us when they find someone. I was just notified that another firefighter found a hoodie underneath the seats. They'll keep looking. Oh, look. He's coming out holding it right now.
Oh no, that's his hoodie.
The firefighter leaves it and goes back inside the theater.
That was my jacket, but luckily I had another one stashed away in my bag I brought. Don't worry, I'm sure everyone is okay.
I'll never be able to help correct his horrible fake Venezuelan accent, nor get him to realize how ridiculous he looked. Like some kind of parachute pants clown. To think he went all those years dressing in a way that even gangsters were laughing at him behind his back. If only I could have taught him to be himself.
I'm sure you'll get a chance to do all that, sir.
No, I won't. He's dead. Burned in that fire behind us.
Sir, look at me. I'm Kelpie. He must be a ghost.
What? Praise Jesus, my Savior. You're alive. I thought you were in there.
No, I was rushed to the clinic because of the rapid squirrel bite.
There you are. I was wondering where you went.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Nurse Julia Walters. This young man was rushed a while back to the ER because of a squirrel bit his thumb. The theater staff got him to me as I'm the theater's on-call nurse for emergencies.
But I'm fine now. Can I go to the clinic?
We can do that at the clinic. We have those there.
You need to stop by the hospital to get an anti-rabies vaccine shot. The squirrel bit you hard. Hee hee. And you need to get vaccinated to prevent getting rabies. You do that. And sir, I'm gonna need that stethoscope back.
What stethoscope?
Kelpie.
Oh, all right, here. Let me get it out from the back.
He puts his arms behind his pants and pulls the stethoscope out. The nurse gives a disgusted look on her face.
My pants.
You know what? Can you sterilize it and bring it to the hospital later?
Sure.
You doctor, on the other hand. I could gladly have over and nurse any time.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm a happily married man to a lady twice as beautiful as you.
Well, if you change your mind, here's my number.
You can give it to Kelpie here. He's a more suitable single for you. Actually, why don't you bring him with you back to the hospital after all? I'll have a staff member drive by to pick him up later.
If that's what you want, honey, then I'll do just that.
Sir, I don't want to go back there. I might get caught and arrested. Please don't send me away with another Barbie wannabe.
This will be good for your therapy. So go. Enjoy being out of the clinic.
Kelpie comes back to the center at around 8 in the evening holding his left upper arm, covering his anti-rabies vaccine shot. As usual, Anita and Abe are in the lobby watching TV. As soon as they enter, Anita stood and checked on Kelpie.
You fool! Why did you steal a squirrel with rabies from the pet store? What were you thinking?
I didn't know it was rabid. It was a poor little thing in a box. I thought it was hungry, so I took him with me. Why did you start the fire? You could have killed someone.
Because it's the funnest thing I know of. Look at your arm. Does it hurt?
It does hurt. You shouldn't catch fires anymore. Parachute out of a plane, ride a dirt bike. Just do anything besides start fires. Where's everyone else?
Everyone else is asleep. Anita was babbling incoherently.
I'm going to check on Stalin.
All these years I've been so mean, so agitated towards everybody. and it is probably due to the fact that I've never experienced a mama's love and touch. Until today,
he was in his other persona. Aesop knew better than to sit down, he just stood there listening.
There was always something missing that drove me to the edge. Now that I know what it is, I'm afraid I'm going to lose it.
Perhaps the reason.
Shh. I'm not done yet.
Now what? I forget what I was saying. Anyway, I got my mama back after all these years. We'll never lose each other again.
That's right, sir. You know your mother. You won't lose what you have now ever again.
But the emotions I'm facing, by golly, man, you cannot understand.
What I am saying is, perhaps you and Anita need to talk it out properly. Perhaps the two of you need counseling.
What? Do you think I'm crazy? Puh! I'm Stalin. I take matters into my own hands.
If you say so, sir. Speaking of having matters under control, the board is coming tomorrow morning to talk about what happened.
Let them. Everything's the guard's fault anyway. I did nothing wrong.
All right, sir. I'll go check on the patients one more time before ending home to my wife. I'm going to leave. Excuse me.
Dr. Hahn comes in along with 5 other board members. Dr. Hahn is wearing a violet blouse topped with her doctor's uniform on top. Among the 5 other board members include Dr. Alice Frost, Dr. Joseph Mosby, Janice Antoine, Stephen Wright, and Dave Corza. All are wearing their formal blazers and suede shoes. When the board enters the center, Aesop welcomes them at the door, directing them to Director Blake Stalin's office as they walk through the hall and past the waiting area, the staff nodding in respect to the bosses. The bosses, on the other hand, look around as they are wearing their serious faces. Aesop opens the director's office and gestures to the board. Members to enter. They rearrange the seats, making them closer to the director's table. Some seats are also placed perpendicular to the director's chair. This allows a circular conversation between the board. Director Stalin is already on his table, looking regal as ever. He stands as he sees Dr. Hahn enters the room. He offers a firm handshake as each member enters. Dr. Hahn sat on the left side, on the closest seat next to the director. Next to her are Dr. Frost and Dr. Mosby. On the right side sat Antoine, Wright, and Corza. When everybody settles down, Stalin rests on his seat and Aesop nods to the board as he attempts to exit.
I'm here to represent my sister, Dr. Hahn. Aesop, take a seat already.
Aesop sits at a chair behind a desk in the corner.
Let's start. Today we are here to analyze what transpired yesterday in the theater. Today is Saturday, which some here take this day off work, so let's get this over in less than half an hour. Many of the positions went out of control last night. Many were even put in a precarious position. Honorable Corza will present the facts.
I'm Honorable Dr. Corza, a circuit judge and a psychologist. Based on the interviews last night with some of the staff, 3 of the patients were drunk and 1 stole a squirrel with rabies from the back of a pet store.
Yes, and from our witnesses, the patients roamed around without supervision because the staff were distracted.
This leaves the question, where were you two?
We were off to buy the tickets and the line was very long. It was up to the guards and other staff members to watch them when we did this task.
Is this true, Aesop?
Yes, Dr. Ma'am. I'd like to note that one of our guards was bought off by Narco with a flask of whiskey and a promise of some future money. This guard was fired last night. This wasn't Stalin's fault.
Noted, Aesop. Good work in finding this out.
What about the commotion in the theater? Why weren't the patients better supervised? What? No one has an answer.
Director Stalin asked me to buy him popcorn and
Stalin made a big ruckus at the popcorn station because a kid got in front of him. Then he stormed back inside and left you to get the popcorn.
When I got back with the colored popcorn, Anita was already on the stage. But as I mentioned before, the guards, why didn't any of them stop her? All I've heard from them was curiosity got the best of them, and they wanted to watch her for entertainment.
Stalin, how come you let the commotion get way too far?
It was the guard's fault.
Did you hear Antoine, Stalin? Why did you allow it to go this far? Why didn't you walk around and check on them? Why didn't you go to the guards or staff to stop Anita? Why were you so absorbed with your popcorn?
Stalin doesn't have a good alibi and he doesn't know what to say. Dr. Hahn keeps on questioning him until everything becomes fuzzy to Stalin.
All right, shut up, shut up, shut up. I can't think straight with all these questions. I see you are all quiet now. I simply do not care about your opinions. These files and reports, I could just toss them all in the trash. To me, these are all boring trash. Most of my patients are morons. All they do is whine and cause trouble. Except for Anita.
Something inside Stalin ticks that makes him change to another personality.
Oh, did I just say that? I'm awfully sorry. Stalin didn't mean to be so rude. He's just anxious. But the fact is, none of it matters now that Stalin has found our mother.
Shut up. Now's not the time. Now, let's all calm down. Does anyone want some nice cold southern iced tea? How about we start a barbecue, because surely you all are as hungry as I am.
Aesop and the board member look at each other. Turns out the director has 3 personalities. Only God knows how many. More there are. Somewhere along with the confusion, Stalin goes back to his host personality and stares awkwardly at the people surrounding him.
What? What are you looking at?
As I was saying, the board thinks you might need a long sabbatical break to relax and recover.
Stalin doesn't need to relax. Wait, is this about our affair while I was dating your 3-handed sister? Are you still upset that I didn't tell either of you I was also with the other sister? Because I don't think this affects our company.
You know what? There never was an us. I was nice to you before, but only for professional courtesy. I have a boyfriend already.
My dearest lady, I don't think 12 dates, including some fine dining, counts as nothing.
I was never into you. I just come on.
Come on, what? You think I'm ugly?
My dearest lady, do you think I'm ugly, don't you? It is a shame upon me. Oh.
I didn't say that.
Oh, darling, you think you're so beautiful? My. Your breath always smelled like onions whenever we kissed. You all stink so bad I can smell you from a mile away, pee-wee.
Ugh, I'm so embarrassed. I got to leave. I got to use the bathroom.
By golly, good riddance to stinky rubbish.
The board members look at each other and nod. They know what to do. Dr. Frost stands up.
Director Stalin, based on your behavior, we the board fire you. There is sufficient evidence you can no longer complete your duties efficiently. Pack your desk and leave immediately before we call the police to escort you out.
You know what? I've had enough of this filth anyway. You can have your job and shove it up an oven. I quit.
Technically, you can no longer quit because you were already fired. Get out.
Go! Shoo! We don't want you here anymore.
You can't say that to Stalin. My boy. Stalin's a good boy, he just never learned how to talk right to bullies like you people.
Mama, it's all right. I'll get a new and better job. I am capable, and I'll show these fakes what I, the great Stalin, am made of.
Come on, Mommy, let's go to the toy store for now.
Stalin storms out of the building. Anita immediately runs after him. He is already crossing the street. It is hot and dry. There are cars passing by on the road.
With all due respect, I would also like to tender my resignation. It is just that I don't want to be pushed around by someone new. Stalin was difficult enough, but I knew how to handle him, and I was always trying my best to better this institution. Plus, I just saw him as another patient I could help. I think it is time for me to look for other companies who are willing to work within the system I want. Sure. Oh, my wife is going to be so happy to hear the news.
Actually, we've all been discussing this for a while. Dr. Aesop, we want you to be the new director. We've been observing how you always try to fix things and are so good with the patients. You stepped up in ways Stalin couldn't, and you have a doctorate degree. If you want, you can have this job.
You deserve it. You start on Monday. Go ahead and take the rest of today and tomorrow off. Your salary will be twice as much from now on.
I'm back. Don't worry about the patients. I'll stay and take care of them during your absence.
Thank you so much, sirs and ma'am. I promise to do my best. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going home to tell my wife the wonderful news.
Stalin. Wait. Stop walking, talk to me, my dear boy. Stalin. Please.
What? Sniff? Sniff.
Are you okay?
What do you think? I just got fired. Me, the great Stalin, fired. And you can't get me a toy 'cause you are stuck in this horrible place.
But son, you are so great. Plus, I'm not stuck there. I put myself in there so I can take myself out. Now that I have you, I won't be an alcoholic anymore. I'll go to Alcoholics Anonymous to get better.
Apparently, I'm not doing a good job as a director. What can I do?
Oh honey, you know you'll get another job. You have in the past. Come give me a hug.
You know that's not true. Look what you did to the facility. You're born to lead.
How do you know this? You don't even know a single thing about me? You just told me you're my mama how long ago? Last night.
Oh son, I've been stalking, I mean watching you even after I gave you away. What do you think is the reason why I signed myself up to be confined in your clinic in the first place?
Because you're an alcoholic.
No, alcoholics don't have to go to such places. I wanted to be around you, talk with you, and get to know you. I just couldn't find a way to tell you before that I am your mama.
Why did you leave me as a baby?
I didn't know what to do. I was so young and you deserved more than some poor girl could provide. And look, you had a better life without me, but I've been so lonely without you.
Did I now? I grew up with a rich, old man who bought me whatever I wanted, but who had little affection. You mean that?
I'm so sorry, my dear boy. I truly am. But look how you turned out. I can't bring back what I did. But what I can promise you now is you'll never be alone again. Yes, I do. I always wanted to see you grow and be successful. I'm with you all the way.
All right, I'm so glad to have you, but look at me now. What am I supposed to do now, Mom?
You have ME. We can leave and go wherever you want now. But, if you want a job in this town, then I know just how to solve your problem.
Monday morning comes and Dr. Aesop feels great starting the day as the new director. When he enters the center, he smiles widely, as if he's on cloud 9. As usual, Abe is in the waiting room watching. Anita's not there. Odd. Well, she might be sleeping.
Good morning, everyone.
Abe and the others ignore him as usual, and he shrugs it off as usual. The staff are all very quiet, which is weird. They act tense. When he enters his office, he is dumbfounded to see Stalin sitting behind the desk. He almost turns around to call the police when he sees board members all sitting inside as well. Anita stands closest to Stalin's desk with a smug smile.
You're late. I'm 8 minutes early. I don't think you get a say anymore. By the way, could you please get out of my seat?
Is it now? What does my dad's lawyer have to say?
There's been some changes in the company, Mr. Alistair Blake.
My uncle
bought a lot of the company's shares from Dr. Frost and a few other board members to make his share percentage 51%. As per the guidelines, whoever has the largest share has the final say about the direction of the company, including who will be appointed the director.
Long story short, I'm yet again your boss, and there's nothing you can do about it.
My sister left the board, and even the town when she found out.
Indeed, y'all, I'm your boss. Yeehaw. Ha 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 ha.
Stalin's mother, Anita, has also used a legal loophole to get all other board members' company shares, except Dr. Hans, to herself. We did this by bringing unlawfully breaching the Disabilities Act on Stalin's wrongful termination. He has several mental and biological conditions, and the state of California does not allow the wrongful discrimination of people with such conditions. Also, the board were the ones who put the patients in danger by accepting the field trip to the opera. Instead of facing criminal charges and lawsuits, their lawyers and them agreed with us to settle with signing all the rest of their shares over to his uncle and mother.
By golly, I got the best of you all. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, moo ha ha ha.
Here we go again.
Indeed, here we go again.
I should have stayed in Boulder.
Only in California could something this crazy happen.
That's it, folks. The end, the finish, the finale. The game is over, but more might come later.
This movie was done by one person. If you want to volunteer to help me make more, contact me at humongous.win@mail.com. No, not D-mail, just mail.